Alright mate, Slimy here, and welcome back to some more, well, Spyro the Dragon. Now, it's been kind of a bit of a while since I've done some of this. Now, like I said, these were all, like, pre-recorded, and to be honest, I've just been so out of the rhythm of making these that I forgot. Sorry for being a bad YouTuber and stuff, but, like, hopefully this last episode will make up for it, because it is a bit on the long side. Now, to be honest, it was longer, but I have to edit it a bit down, solely because, well, this is actually the final episode, and if you know the credits of this game, they are 15 minutes long, and I don't think can't believe I just like fell directly into that then, but I don't think anyone wants to sit there and just watch 15 minutes of golden text go by, do they? But yeah, this I kind of left this level for last simply because I knew this would be the level that I got to talk about the Splatoon guns. This is kind of a famous level actually, this, because in the original version of this game, the guns that they used were actual, like, I think miniguns. I don't know, it's the same kind of gun that Heavy uses in Team Fortress, but in the Reignited version they actually changed it to, well, more of a splatling, to be honest. And to be honest, I don't mind that, to be honest. Some people are saying, oh, it's like toning the game down, you know, for kids and that, but I think about it more from like the atmospheric kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know, I just don't think a realistic firearm kind of fits too well in Spyro, especially with like the later games having, like, well, say for example, there's the rocket launchers, but they literally launch fireworks and, you know, stuff like that. So it feels more cartoony than, you know, just a gun with bullets.
Thank you
for
rescuing me.
Oh, this guy's one of the few guys that actually says something over there. Thank you for releasing me. He actually spices it up with, thank you for rescuing me. I can't like do the or whatever it is, the thing with the R's. I can do whatever the hell that noise was. The old or whatever that was. Just the, I don't know, it's something that I've always been able to do. I can actually, like, do the same thing with me whistle. I don't know, but yeah. So the guns and that were changed. Noticeably the knives weren't, but then again, when you think about it, there was also swords early on in the same game, so it doesn't feel too out of place. But back onto what I was saying about, you know, the Splatoon guns. Funnily enough, Splatoon Octo expansion came out the other day. I think we were waiting for that for about a year. Wait. I'm gonna have to go back and look at this in the recording, but I don't know if I just said Octo expansion or side order, because it was side order that just came out. Here's me thinking about Octo Explosion again. But yeah, side orders came out, and it's partially the reason why I haven't got back to making videos sooner. I have been thinking about making videos sooner, but playing, I think yesterday I played it for 10 hours. I'm not even joking. I've got all but one thing done out of it, and I think before Spyro runs off down here or makes this jump, I'll put in a little clip. So yeah, I've actually been having a lot of fun with that. And another thing, I might even make a video on this. It's not like the usual thing that I do a video on, but I don't know, I just found this really fascinating, and I have legitimately been kind of addicted to this for like the past, I want to say week, but it's more like 3 weeks now. Infinite Crafter. So I've been playing a lot of that. And I did actually want to do a video that was like, can I make every single Smash Bros character in Infinite Crafter? But literally, just yesterday, someone else posted that exact idea, and I thought, crap. I almost had something then, and if I would have just like actually done it, I would have been the first person to do it, and then that guy would have been in that situation instead of me. But yeah, I have kind of just been wasting my time just like not really doing much. But I mean, fair's fair. I did say I was going to be a bit more relaxed with my upload schedule, so just put videos out whenever I want to. I just kind of got a little sidetracked. What's that guy that I didn't even notice this whenever I do the recordings, you know, directly from my Switch, because I usually turn my TV down a bit so it doesn't produce like a slight echo. But was that guy just legitimately, as he was firing his gun, going blah 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 blah? I don't know. That's great. That. I actually kind of have a funny story about this level. Whenever I actually saw this level in speedruns, I was actually like genuinely kind of in a state of whoa, wait, they actually did that? Because I genuinely didn't, like, you know, expect the real guns and that. Now obviously this was like, you know, back before Reignited came out, but I was genuinely shocked. I actually want to know if you're like someone who'd actually like played through this game as a kid, because while I have played the original version of Spyro 1 as a kid, I never actually got far. Like I said, I think I got up to the place with the wizards in it, Magic Crafters. For some reason I couldn't think then, but yeah, what's it called? So I never actually got any further than that, because for some reason I just got completely roadblocked there as a kid. Whereas like Spyro 2 and Spyro 3, for whatever reason, I could get a lot further in them games. So I remember the furthest I ever got in Spyro 2 was, I think I had Spyro 2, I got to the final area and got all like the final portals, but never fought Ripto. Whereas Spyro 3, I actually got all the way to, I think, 140 eggs, I think it was, and then just couldn't get any more. So never actually got like the full 150 eggs. So Spyro 1 is like the one that I'm the least familiar with, and that's kind of the reason why I chose it for the Let's Play, so I could like familiarise myself with the game a bit more. But whenever it got speaking of being unfamiliar, idiot. But yeah, what's it called? I really need to get back into the swing of doing these video edits and that, because I see myself saying but and yeah, and just where I have nothing else to say. Now obviously I am, because like I said, I recorded these all in September. This is like a rewatch of what I did back in September during like a heat wave, and it was like, I was literally like my skin was melting off and stuff like that. I think I actually did this video the same time the Deep Cut Splatfest happened, and it was that same thingy where I must have spent something like 18 hours doing that Splatoon video. And I mean, because what you got to take into account as well with that video as well is because not only did I have to record that with Chaos, so that was just me and him playing that for like 8 and 9 hours straight. But then you've also got to think that I also then had to edit 8 and 9 hours of footage So I had to cut it up just into the best parts, which is like a 12-minute video. Just all the funniest parts. And then there was also the icon, which is the I think he even said it's supposed to be a placeholder, but it's my inkling, but doing the famous Popico with the hammer thing from Pop Team Epic. And that took me, what, 2 hours to do or something? That was like the shortest thing out of all of it to do. And it's kind of funny to think about, because usually drawings take me absolutely ages to do. Obviously it depends on the simplicity of stuff, but they usually do. But that was done around the same time that these were recorded. Now I already have in mind what my next Let's Play is, and I'm going to get back to doing the Final Fantasy stuff. This hoodie tag is banging against my chair if you're wondering what that noise is. Yeah, what's it called? We are actually now at the final boss world, and much like the rest of, well, Spyro 1, the bosses are much different from later games, because this is more, it's like a full level. Now I will edit it in after the boss fight, but I do know I miss exactly 1 gem in here. I don't know if you'll see it in the recording or something, but I miss exactly 1 gem. I have to come back and get that 1 gem. It is really funny in hindsight that it's the final level where I missed something, but a lot of this level, to be honest, is running around. Just like a whole load of running around. And you'll see why soon enough. It is very anticlimactic, to be honest. And there's me already messing up the thing. Yeah, I thought I could use that key to lower that door, and then there was like another step there. But no, there is actually you use that key to unlock another key to get another door, and yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that. I can't tell then if, you know, whenever he went off or whatever the little gremlin goblin man noise was that he did. I can't tell whether he like juggled the key in his hand or something, but it did look like it to me, because like I said, this is kind of a rewatch for me as well, so I am just like checking the doors here to make sure I haven't missed anything, which is very ironic. See, there we go, you see Spark start off then to find a gem, and I still walk past it. This is the infamous why are we just running this entire level part, because yeah, remember whenever they called Nasty Narc a simpleton, an ugly, and a coward, and no threat to the Dragon Kingdom, and all the other things he got really annoyed at the start of the game, if you even remember that. I remember that. It's actually, I don't know why, it's really vivid and in my mind. I can just remember just like the opening to this game. With the whole, it's been peaceful here in the 5 worlds. Or is it 6? For a dragon! We now have 13,000 gold, or is it 15,000? Or however the rest goes. I don't know. I just kind of have that like burnt into my mind to some degree. Probably because I tried completing this game so many times as a kid and just never really got any further. But speaking of never really getting any further, I am kind of having trouble keeping up with Nasty Narc, because this guy, despite being massive, is kind of fast. We do eventually catch up to him now. And you'll see why they say he's not really any threat to the Dragon Kingdom. Probably in a couple of seconds, hopefully, if I can catch up with him. And there we go. And this is the last area. I can't even remember do the really stupid mistake and like fall off one of these ledges and die anticlimactically. Or do I actually make the... Yeah, there we go. It is actually, funnily enough, I just mess up that jump. Normally I can just run through this area quite, you know, no problem like and such. And speaking of problems, I have to do the whole thing over again. Now, I don't think it takes me as long the second time because obviously I've picked up all the gems and that, so I'm not going to be messing around. It's just trying to get these green fellas. That's probably most of this level, to be honest. He's just catching up to people. Catching up to green people, I would say, actually. Because that also applies to Nasty Narc. I think this guy actually have a lot easier time catching, to be honest. I'm just sniping around the corner. Now all we've got to do now is just chase this guy down. So we went from chasing one green guy down to chasing another green guy down. And now we're chasing Shrek down by the looks of it. I don't know what happened to that floaty jump then, but... I guess it's all over here then. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I made the Shrek joke and I thought I may as well have to follow it up with something. I don't know if he's going to immediately leg it by the time we get there, or if we're just going to immediately just like run up and like burn his toe or something. Sure does look like that anyway. So all we've got is just this one little platform, and I make it this time. And here we go, the final showdown. Yeah, that's literally just it. I'm not even joking.
You're toast, Nork.
That was the final boss.
Sorry I took so long. Almost forgot about you guys.
What about Ganasty Ganork?
Nasty Nork is toast.
So now there's order again in the Dragon Kingdom?
Well, mostly. I've still got some treasure to find.
What will you do next?
I'd say the sky's the limit.
Yeah, so normally in this kind of part of the video here, I'd probably say, oh, now we've finally done it, we've beat the guy, and we've done the thing, and
So what's in there?
stuff and such. But, yeah, like this fat guy here is talking about, we still need to complete everything, and that does actually mean the flight levels. Now, as you can see, I am panning the camera around, and this is not only where I'll be giving me, oh, we'll come back next time and I'll do a thing. And here's the funny thing I do, and stuff like that. But, yeah, we're just going to hop straight into the flight levels. First up, Sunny Flight. Did I mention I absolutely hate flight levels? This here took me like 15 minutes to do. And it is basically just trial and error. I have seen some people speedrun these, so I kind of have a rough idea of some of the stuff that you can do with these, but with this one, and I believe the next one, it is just trial and error, and I just don't really know what I'm doing. Now I was lucky enough to get them planes right next to each other, so that just solved a lot of the issues. And there is a little bit of a trick here, which I advise to anyone who's doing flight levels. Anytime there's trains or cars or anything, always go in the opposite direction of them. I mean, I did mess up there, let's be honest. I am keeping that in just to show that I am not perfect at these, but I think with the others I do trim it down to just the best run. So you can see just here, I'm trying to repeat the steps of last time. I don't think I get the, well, I probably won't get the double guy like I did last time, but I do want to try and get, well, as many of these as quickly as I can and don't bounce off the roof, because that does actually kind of slow things down. Because obviously with these, it's all about being fast, and like I said, I'm not good at these. I actually dread doing these, that's why I left it all the way to last. But yeah, do fly against the trains, because that way they actually meet you faster, so it is just a big time save. And as you can see, there is actually one further down the track that I'll be flying into roundabout now, but I believe that's 2 of the things done, and this cave segment is bumped against the wall there. Cave segment can be a bit awkward to control in here, but in general this one's relatively simple as long as you actually hit the chests. I can't tell if I'm just like hallucinating things or whether it's just because I'm like talking over the audio and that. I thought I heard a train whistle then. I thought I destroyed all the trains. But yeah, there is just the, I don't even know what these are called, the something gates anyway. I'm tempted to call them power gates, but I don't think that's what they are. But as you can see with these, there is like a little number in the middle of them. Now every single time you actually destroy something, you do actually get a like extra amount of seconds added to your thing. I believe it actually varies between mission, because I believe the next one, Night Flight, has gates that have 2. I'm not even going to do any flashy editing here, I'm just going to cut straight directly into it. Look, these glowing donuts or whatever they're called have wands in them, so they don't really add much to. This one was a really close one. This actually took me 25 minutes to do. Like I said, I am not really a big fan of these levels. Funnily enough, I don't mind the idea of a level where you just get free flight, you can just fly around and do stuff. Which is great foreshadowing there, Slime. But the whole, oh, you've got 30 seconds to get all these objectives in, and the level is designed in such a way that it's a really tight squeeze unless you have like the most perfectly mapped out thing. Yeah, it's just kind of not fun. Like this one here gets really close. Because I think these are only adding 2 seconds to the timer, and even with those 2 seconds, I'm losing like 3 seconds for every 2 that I'm gaining, so yeah. I think next up is Crystal Flight, and as you can actually see by this intro here, I actually do this one in 1 take, which I even surprised myself with this one. Because like I said, I'm not good with these. I cannot iterate enough how bad I am with these. But this one, I even remember being so shocked at how well I actually did in this one that I actually looked at it and thought, did I actually enjoy this? Which, I don't know, I kind of had to like take a step back and just like sit there and just look on in kind of shock and slight amazement that I'd actually done one of these levels and actually somewhat enjoyed it and did it in 1 take. Now, I don't even know if I actually mentioned this, but this is Crystal Flight. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, with the power of dual screen monitors, yeah, I'm doing that again. I do actually just have a name of these levels up because I just cut out the intro whenever I was recording these, to be honest. But as you can see, I have a solid 10 seconds to burn, and all I need to do is just fly into this guy once. And like I said, I'm using that technique of just flying the opposite direction of the vehicles, which makes things easier. Next up, we got Wild Flight. And yeah, as you can see with that intro, I did not do that one perfectly in first go, sadly, but we can't just like get everything to work right the first time perfectly every single time. Wish it was like that. My drawing experience would be a whole lot better if it worked like that. Now, funnily enough, whenever I first played this one in Reignited, this one actually took me a whole hour to do. But this actual recording here actually took me 7 minutes, I believe, which is a massive improvement over an hour. I think one of the reasons why I got so much better at these is because I was thinking to myself, well, I don't need to get everything in order, do I? I think I might have missed the guy then, but I do actually end up getting them both because I missed the guy there. And head bonk off there, or whatever the technique's called, against a slight altitude. It's like legitimately a technique in speedrunning, I believe, to get to the final boss of Spyro 2, but there's that one done. And now, last up, we have the last one, I believe, Icy Flight. Do all of the... I'm going to have to go back and check, but do all of these have like the same leitmotif? I think I just clocked that now. But yeah. These are just... Like I said, I did kind of have a good struggle with this. I think this one took me 12 minutes, which is still far better than the other one that took me half an hour. But yeah, as you can see, because it is in the video, and the video will be uploaded when you're seeing it, because how else are you going to watch it? I swear to God, if you're like somehow like you've got cameras in your room or something, I swear to God, I will do something. I don't know what that is. But yeah, yeah. As you can see, I have just got a little bit more to go, and then we'll be done with this game. You think? Because there is still yet one more level to do, and I'll be covering that one in just a couple of minutes now, actually, or well, minutes, it'd be more like seconds. All we need to do is get these flying guys, and if we can just find this last flying guy, and we'll be done, like that. And now we're back, and we've got the true, real, proper final level, and yeah, this video is going to be a bit of a long one. Now, like I did say, we did trim out the credits and that, but yeah, whatever. This video is long because basically, if I just cut it at the final thingy, the final episode would have been like 15 minutes long. That didn't feel right. If I had the flight levels in their own video, that would only be like 8 minutes long, unless I kept all the failed attempts, which wouldn't be fun, because that would be like 40 minutes long. And if I did this on its own, it'd be literally only 11 minutes long. So yeah, we are compiling it into one big like final episode. This is Nasty's Loot, and this is actually a really unique level, because this is that one free flight level that I was on about. And the way that this one works is it's either the more gems you get or the higher altitude you go to. I think it might be the more gems you get, the higher you can actually fly in this level. And this basically no enemies in this level. There's no dragons to collect or anything. It is just gems, and all you really need to do is just fly and grab gems. Now you do have a few thief guys, but obviously the thief guys aren't really going to be doing much to you. It is just a game of chase these idiots down and grab whatever key or whatever they're carrying. This guy's actually taking me a little bit of a while to get a hold of, and he does swoosh around me like that. But overall, this is like the easiest way to explain it is it's like a level that they did as kind of a thank you for like fully completing the game. Now the other two Spyro games in this collection do actually have something similar. They are handled a bit differently, like the final level, like the bonus level I should really call them. The bonus level in Spyro 2 is more of a kind of a fairground, and in Spyro 3 it's more like extra goofy little challenges that you can do with an extra boss battle that you can do as well. But this one is just raw exploring and collecting things really. I think I spend a weirdly high amount of time going through these tunnels expecting to find something, and then realise it's not until later that it happens. But I don't know why, but I think I just noticed something like the texture's loading on the specific rock or something, and I thought, hold on, and what was that? But all we've got to do now is get some of these guys again, because obviously the reason why we're getting these keys is because Nasty's actual loot room is wisely for him anyway. He's got several layers of locks on his loot. He kind of doesn't count on the fact that Spyro does indeed have thumbs, which is actually a new thing for this game. You probably don't notice this as he's moving around, but Spyro actually has thumbs in this game, whereas in the original Trilogy he actually didn't. And I think that's just like something that they did to kind of like cover up the fact that the adult dragons in the official artwork for the game do have actual thumbs, whereas Spyro doesn't, which doesn't make any sense. Also, actually, fun fact on the fun thing, Spyro's animations in Spyro 1 were actually modelled off a cat, I believe, whereas in Spyro Reignited they're actually modelled off of a raccoon. So now you can kind of understand why they gave him the little like hands that they did. So this is the thing that I was waiting for in them tunnels. There's actually plane guys that you got to catch. They are exactly the same as them thieves that we were trying to catch on the ground. This time they're in planes, obviously because it is a flight level. And I think I just completely missed him then, but obviously if we get these guys we'll get more stuff and such, and we've got to find him first actually. I have no clue which direction this guy's even went in, so this is why I think I checked the tunnel again. I think he might be in here, I'm not even too sure, but like I said, this is a rewatch of video footage I recorded in September. Honestly, they could have spiced these tunnels up a little bit so I'd have something to talk about, but and there's the guy. I still fail to hit him several times. And there we go, got him. I don't know why, but I think that's not the third time I've stopped myself mid-air by slamming into something. And I think at that point I realised I went the wrong way as well. But there is like multiple things up here that we can get a hold of. I actually try sitting on top of these rockets, and the reason why I do this, and you're probably wondering, well, well, what are you trying to achieve there? Is because in Spyro 1 speedrunning, you could actually sit on top of the rocket and then set fire to it. And when you'd set fire to the rocket, you would actually stay on the rocket as it flew. So basically, you kind of time saved. The Spyro PS1 games actually had really weird collision and stuff, so you could do like crazy jumps and gliding up walls and just all kinds of mad stuff like that. And not many of them really apply to the remakes as you'd expect, but the remakes themselves have some like really weird and wacky glitches themselves. It is really cool all that. It's like one strange thing I actually like about games is when they're glitchy, but they're not like glitchy in a bad way. It's like, weirdly enough, I actually, whenever I did I would say recent playthrough of Generation 1, but that was like legitimately a year ago now. I actually really enjoyed just deliberately causing glitches to happen in the game. And I actually enjoyed that more than doing like the gym quest and stuff like that. And it's probably because in general I think like Gen 1 just has the weakest story and stuff like that, and so I pulled more enjoyment out of doing the things that you're not supposed to. I ended up beating Brock with a Voltorb, so that kind of says stuff. And I believe... oh wait, we've still got a bit more to go. I was gonna say I believe this might be the last room, but no, we've still got a little bit more. Still a tiny bit more to do. We've got this really satisfying room to walk through, and this is the final room. I love how he's got them old like 2009 era memes all over the walls. I actually think I have a look at some of these and just like, oh, that's such and such an area, and that's such and such an area. I love that one. Knowledge one that he's got. What is that from anyway, that? Knowledge. I swear I hear people like quote it, and I'm sure it's from that old "Here in My Garage" or whatever that video is, but some of these like posters are from actual locations in the game, and I just can't remember exactly where they are. I just think it's a fun detail, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the whole level done and dusted. So, if you liked... oh, let's Spyro finish first, actually.
Spyro the Dragon, you've defeated Gnasty Gnorc, collected the dragon eggs, saved all the dragons, and recovered every bit of treasure in the Dragon Kingdom. How do you feel?
I feel fired up, Bob. And I'm happy for the dragon world, of course. I certainly wouldn't want to spend the rest of my dragon days butting heads with Gnasty Gnorc and his weird minions.
What's a minion?
Never mind. You know what they say. For every good battle, you need a good adversary. And I felt that Gnasty, in spite of his misguided nature, was a worthy opponent. Uh-oh. Here we go again.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Even though it says the adventure continues, we're actually basically 100% complete. Now there is the very small bonus things, but they're not really worth dedicating a full thing to. So if you actually liked this whole series and this kind of a long video, don't forget to comment, like, rate, subscribe, and I'm just showing the guidebook off here to show you that I have actually completed everything, and there you go. But if you did actually like this, we do have 128%. Don't forget to comment, like, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!